the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 multivitamin mineral complex powder. You add a little bit of water, add a little bit to water, and drink it down. Sip it all day long. I sip on mine all day long. Some folks like taking it all at once. I personally recommend that you sip on it all day long. Get a nice steady state, low level steady state influx of nutrients, especially the B complex. You know, these B complex nutrients are so underappreciated. The B complex are your energizing nutrients. They're found in living foods, vegetables, and meats, organ meats especially. And if you're not getting a constant influx of these B complex vitamins, these water-soluble B complex vitamins, in addition to the water-soluble electrolytes and vitamin C, and then you go to the bathroom, you urinate, you're going to lose these B vitamins and vitamin C and electrolytes, and you're going to be deficient in them because these are so important for energy, especially for the heart and the nervous system and the skin and the immune system, for that matter, for everything really. I sometimes wonder how much of our health crisis, our degenerative disease health crisis that we're dealing with in this country, is really related, at least in large part, to a deficiency in these very important water-soluble energizing nutrients. And it's so tragic because they're so easy to replace. Just start sipping on this Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Folks, I've been talking about this now on this radio program for 3 years. I've been observing the kind of results people get with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine for 16 years, since the late 1990s. I can't tell you how many letters I've gotten, and Facebooks and phone calls and comments about how you get more energy and weight loss, and you can get off of your medications just by one supplement, just by the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Not that you don't need other supplements, you don't need the Mighty 90 as well, but certainly you can make a big dent in your health challenge by just simply sipping on this stuff, and it's only $50 a canister. Give it a shot, folks. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, and they can tell you all about it. And plus, you can also, when you're on the phone with them, ask them about joining the Brightside Ben team. I'm personally looking for one or two more business builders to help me in my business, and ask them about that. 866-735-2470. They can tell you all about all the benefits of joining the longevity team, joining my longevity team, the Brightside Ben team, all for a one-time $10 fee. Okay, so we always hear about living in the present, living in the moment. What that's really about, from a healthcare perspective, is activating the thrival, healing, health, rest and digest, relaxation nervous system in the moment, in the individual moment. You're either parasympathetic or you're sympathetic. You're either with me or against me, as it says in the Bible. And that means every single moment we're either in one stage or another. And this is why we have to be so careful about fear. We have to be so careful about falling into fear, falling into anger, falling into these negative states, these negative emotional states. Don't let anybody convince you to be scared. You don't do your best work when you're scared. You don't think clearly when you're scared. Literally, your brain, the prefrontal cortex, the executive center, the thought, the intelligence of the brain starts to shrivel up when we're under fear, and the energy is shunted into the reptilian center, aptly named, the survival center. And when our energy is shifted into our survival center in our brain, not only do we not think clearly, not only do we fall into this vicious downward cycle of fear, but our body's ability to heal shuts down. In terms of building, in terms of connective tissue building, which is what we're talking about here. We're talking about protein and peptides, and we're going to get to that. I haven't forgotten about cysteine and the peptides and the amino acids that are required for building. But in terms of building, connective tissue building, there's a process that takes place in the body called remodeling. Remodeling, like when you remodel your home. When you remodel your home, it's like having a new home. Well, our real home is not our house. Our real home is our body. And our body is constantly remodeling. The meat of our body, the bulk of our body, the connective tissue, which is the largest component of our body, is constantly remodeling itself. This is so cool. The connective tissue in the body is constantly new. Every moment, it's new. And because we perceive our world through our bodies, when our body is new, the world is new. But this remodeling means that at any given moment, we got to have our ducks in a row nutritionally, through detoxification, through respiration. And the good news is this remodeling process is built in, and that means we don't have to be condemned to our disease. That's why I call this program The Bright Side. It's the good news. It means we don't have to be condemned to our arthritis, our diabetes, our autoimmunity, our multiple sclerosis, our heart disease. Yes, the medical model wants us to feel this way. Don't ever say, I have diabetes. I have multiple sclerosis. I have Parkinson's disease. When we say I have, that means we own it. And this is what the model wants us to think, that we're stuck with it. We're own it. That all we can do is take medicine. How many times have you heard, if you have some kind of degenerative crisis, how many times have you heard from your doctor, you're going to be on this drug for the rest of your life? If you ever hear that from a medical professional, that's a medical professional who should be ashamed of himself, and we should be running from somebody like that. A medical professional should be encouraging you to figure out a way to not be on medication the rest of your life. And that's what we do here on this program. The fact that the body is constantly remodeling itself, the fact that the body is constantly new is the good news. It's the bright side. You don't have to own your disease because every moment is new. You may have had diabetes last moment. You may have had the diabetic process going on in the body last moment, but if you so desire, this moment, you don't have to have it because the body is constantly renewing itself. This is true about all degenerative diseases, diseases that don't get better, diseases that are anti-regenerative. That's what a degenerative disease is. Now, cancer is a little bit trickier because carcinogenesis, the cancer, the formation of cancer is kind of like a genetic switch that's been turned on. By the time a cancer cell by the time a cell becomes cancerous, the environment that cell is swimming in, is sitting in, has been so toxic that now that cell has switched on into genetically into a secondary mechanism of living, a secondary mechanism of processing energy. But theoretically, at least, and all the various reports on remission of cancer prove this, theoretically and practically, it can be done. Even cancer is theoretically and practically, based on numerous reports of remission, even cancer is reversible. Now, in terms of connective tissue breakdown or remodeling defects, and this is largely what we perceive as aging, in terms of connective tissue breakdown, that is what we look at as aging, one of the most troubling, at least potentially unattractive manifestations of this kind of breakdown and connective muscle tissue breakdown is skin issues. This is why there's billions of dollars spent every year on skin health, on skin products. And I've been in the skin and beauty business for almost 30 years now, for over 30 years now, since 1983. Hard to believe, but yeah, I've been creating skincare products and studying the skincare business, working with plastic surgeons and dermatologists and patients now since 1983. And everybody wants beautiful skin, but the fact that we don't understand how the body works means that we are victims for predators selling us all kinds of crapola products, like the doctor from France who wants us to use a melon extract, for crying out loud, a melon extract on our skin to make our skin nicer. We are just bombarded with this kind of nonsense. Why? Because we don't understand how the thing is put together. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We will be back with your phone calls right after.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha Clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know BidBit.co. Why? Because BidBit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. Bidbit.co.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, and in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
The freeze-dry guy, leader in the preparedness industry for 44 years, is closing his California warehouse. Don't miss out on this huge warehouse sale and receive discounts from 30 to 40% off on the finest Mountain House and Packaway brand freeze-dried and dehydrated foods for long-term food storage or even everyday use. Plus deep discounts on all in-stock survival gear. The Freeze-Dry Guy is offering a wide selection of freeze-dried foods in number 10 cans and even individually packaged entrees. Remember, meats, vegetables, fruits, and long-range patrol rations are the main components for any long-term food storage. This is limited to stock on hand, so hurry and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, as always, free shipping to the lower 48 states. So hurry up and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, this is limited to stock on hand. The Freeze-Dry Guy is your choice for survival food in an uncertain world.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, we are back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben, and we do have a couple lines open for you. Please call in early, so we can get to all your calls. 855-660-4261 is our number. If you have a success story, love hearing those. If you want to just contribute to our conversation, what do you think about this idea of fear versus love? I know we have a healthcare program, and we talk about nutrition, and I love talking about nutrition. I love chemistry. I'm a chemistry geek. But at the end of the day, there is this mental and emotional, and yes, indeed, spiritual component to to everything really, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. I don't talk about that anywhere nearly enough. But the fact of the matter is that our health and our lack of health is a spiritual issue first and foremost, then a mental and emotional issue, and then a physical issue, and all these dimensions have to be addressed. when it comes to the way the body heals and regenerates itself and breaks down, all of these dimensions have to be addressed, because when we are under crisis, a sense of crisis, emotional, mental, spiritual crisis, the healing and regenerating properties of the body, which are built in, they begin to shut down. And nowhere is this demonstrated more than in the skin. We got this billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar skincare industry, and nobody talks about the fundamental component of the breakdown process, the fundamental components of the breakdown process that show up as wrinkles, that show up as boils and a